Alright, welcome back to Willow Farms. Today we're going to do a new project. I'm going to be building a speaker box out of an Apache case. This here is the speaker choice I'm going to be using is a Scar 8-inch, part number SK8MB. It's an 8-inch marine grade speaker. I've got an Apache case. This is another project I'm actually going to be working on, but I currently already have one that I've pre-cut the holes out because it does take quite a bit of time. So this is the 2800 series case, and it's just big enough to fit the Scar 8-inch sub. I went ahead and cut this hole out. Best way to do it, since this is an 8-inch sub, I used the template bracket that came with the speaker, placed it on here, and marked it out and cut it out with a jigsaw. I just basically went all the way around it the whole way. And after that, I kept test fitting it, dropping it in. If it wouldn't fit, I used some kind of like little Dremel just to go around the edges and make it smooth. I'll clean up all these rough edges later, but you get the point. Then once you get the speakers down, you got to cut out these ridges. I'll make those smooth as well. But basically, for that part, I use an oscillating tool with a carbide grit. And that would just go around and ease off every little bitty one of those edges. But yeah, the finished result, you drop the speaker right on in. And that's what it's going to kind of look like. I'll go through the rest of the parts list that we're going to be using today. But since we are using the 2800 series, I did have to offset this speaker just a tad to the right in order so we can be able to fit our battery in this case. Now, if you use the 3800 series, you won't have to do that. But since we are using the 2800 series, the space is going to be quite tight. But I'll show you the next steps of what we're going to be doing. Okay, you got the battery pretty much situated where I'm going to put it. Easy enough. Battery, Milwaukee. Drop it in. It seals off. The speaker does fit in there. If you want to change it, it's tough to do one-handed because you know Milwaukee batteries are pretty stubborn. But in and out, a lot easier than having to just recharge a battery. So now we're going to work on this sound deadening mat. I'm going to place it pretty much on the bottom. Might do it on the top, maybe on some sides, but not all of them, because this amp does need to have a good signal with Bluetooth. So I'm going to get some of this sound deadening mats. They kind of look like this. It's aluminum style looking mats. Pretty much just increases the sound quality of the unit. I'm going to place that and I'll show you the results. Okay. So I got all the sound deadening mat down. Just put it in a few little places at this little lip. Pretty much, that's it. Now also, I did a speaker cutout for the lid. Actually goes in here like, goes in like so. So when the speaker is mounted in here, one moment. Pretty much, there will be some sound deadening in the back of the box on the top lid. Okay, so kind of skipped a few steps videoing, but it was basically just Velcroing. Here's the amplifier. I went ahead and put it on the side because you don't want this aluminum to block the Bluetooth signal for it. I made sure the speaker wire inputs and outputs are right here. And this is going to be your power input from the battery. But you also got to go through the switch, battery to the switch, to the low voltage cutoff, then to the amplifier. Then from there, you'll wire it straight to the speaker. So next, I'm going to work on drilling out this area where we're going to put the switch. This is just a little valve, shut-off valve. what you're going to want to do first is get some needle nose pliers. And there's a little bitty C-clip right there you want to break loose, and then you can unscrew it. So I'm going to break that loose with a needle nose, and I'll be right back. Okay, there's a little C-clip. I actually use a flat head. So I broke that loose. Now we can be able to go and unscrew this all the way out. Shouldn't have an issue getting it out of there. And since it's out, I'm going to go ahead and close the case. We're going to work on drilling this out. Best way to do that is with a stepper bit. And you just drill it out. I have not received the power button yet, so I'm going to wait on this. When it does, I'll continue this video. Okay, so I just got the power switch. Jumped ahead because I was a little impatient, but all I did was I drilled out the little brass fitting in there with a step bit, make it to where it's flush, mounted it up, and it's going to be a little power connector right here. It's going to go right into the switch. I'm not going to do it right away, but you get the idea. Now I'm going to work on the wiring for this setup. And once I get that done, I will show you results. But first I'm going to start off with wiring to the low voltage connector cutoff. And I'm going to start with the ground wire, then I'm going to do the positive. And I'm using these little distribution blocks because they're pretty easy, simple connectors. It's going to make stuff a lot faster paced when I'm starting to hook this up. Okay, I got everything wired up. Basically, I went to the power switch and I did, let's see, I'll follow the whole schematic, but power switch I did to the ground of the battery and the distribution block, and also went to the low voltage cutoff power and power for the battery, or actually from the switch, went to the input of the low voltage cutoff. From the battery, I went to a distribution block to the switch, and I also went to the amplifier. That's pretty much it. Then from the amplifier, you run little pigtails, and then speaker up to your speaker. Now we're going to work on sealing off the box and tuning this low voltage cutoff. I'm not going to really show you that part of the video, but I will show you how I'm going to seal off this box. Okay, I went ahead and did one screw just to know I could get it right, but what I'm doing, I got a pack of 8x32 by 1 inch screws and nuts, as well as some washers. And I have the speaker lined up. I've got a drill bit. I'm just drilling straight down through the enclosure. From there, I drop the screw in, put the nut and washer on, and tighten it up. I'll show you the results after I'm done. Okay, so now I went around it, the whole thing, with some black silicone. This is marine grade, so it shouldn't have any issues of keeping a seal. I only did the parts where I made a cut, so I did it on the switch and on the speaker. I'm going to let that dry for a partial time, then I'm going to close it and work on the outside. It shouldn't be an issue, but I think it's going to turn out great. All right, here it is. Completed. We'll test the Bluetooth range on it. About 30 yards. I'll keep turning it up. It's about 50 yards. There you have it. About 60 yards away. Willow approves it. Just want to say, everyone, thank you for watching, and I hope y'all enjoy, and get out there and make your own box.